Everybody, it's Caroline here from JumpingClay, and today I'm going to show you guys how to do a cute little cactus in its own little pot. These seem really popular online, so I wanted to show you guys how to make these out of JumpingClay. For the purposes of filming, I'm going to turn the camera around and then I'm going to voice over everything that I do so that we get the correct sound. Thank you so much, and let's get into this tutorial. Bye! Hey guys, so we are going to create the cactus pot on the far right, the blue and white marble with the deep red flowers. So let's get into this tutorial. So you can use any colours that you want. I decided to do something a little bit different just to show you guys some new techniques. So I've got some light blue and I've got some white, and I'm literally just going to stretch it together and marble it. I'm not mixing it the whole way through. I'm going to push it through, but I'm not going to stretch it the whole way. And it's going to give you this lovely marbled effect, okay? And I'm just going to start rolling this into the shape that I need for the cactus pot. So I've rolled it into a ball and it's still lovely and marbled. And I'm going to roll it into a cylinder shape. And now I'm going to use actually a lid from one of the JumpingClay pots, and this is going to help me get it into a more cylinder shape, like a more rounded shape, a more geometric shape, should we say. There, that's the word I need, right? And now I'm pushing it from the top, and again this is going to give me this geometric, more realistic shape for the pot. I love using the lids, they're so versatile, especially when dealing with smaller amounts of clay. So there's my cylinder. I'm just rolling it out a little bit more. I'm just being extra picky. But it's definitely worth a go using those lids. And now I'm going to move on and I'm going to do the rim of the ceramic pot. So I'm going to stretch it out and I'm going to roll it into a long sausage. I only stretched it once just to give it a little bit of warmth. We don't want to overstretch, you want to keep the marble. Now that I've got this long sausage, I'm going to use the side of the lid and just watch what's going to happen here. I'm going to roll over that sausage and it's going to flatten it down like a line. Again, this is one of my favourite techniques when using small amounts of clay. It's nice and flat, and I'm going to let it dry there for a while just to let it stiffen up to keep its shape. So there we go, I'm just going over it a few times. Okay, I've just made sure that the edges are nice and straight. There it is, still nice and marbled, and I leave it over to the side. Now I've grabbed some brown clay. You could use a sandy colour, a red colour, whatever clay you have. It's just to be the fake soil for the top. I roll it into a ball and I'm going to use the lid again to flatten it down so it's nice and flat. You need the tiniest piece of clay for this. There we go. I set it on top, easy peasy. And the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to trim the edges of this line. Again, giving it more of that geometric feel. And I'm going to wrap it around the top and I'm just going to trim it, and I'm going to set the pot over to the side and I'm going to let it dry, and I'm really happy with how that's turned out. I love that ceramic blue, that marbled effect through it. Nobody would ever be able to tell that it's JumpingClay. And now I'm going to make my cactus colour. I've got the tiniest bit of green and white, and I'm going to mix this the whole way through. Now when it comes to the cactus shape, do any shape. Cacti come in so many different varieties and so many different shapes. You can literally make it up as you go along. So I'm just going to break this up into several pieces, and I'm going to try a different shape out from the other cacti that I've made previously. So I roll into a sausage, and then I'm rolling a double peanut. I flatten it down so I've got this more natural shape to it. There we go again. And I'm really just making this up as I go along. I looked at a couple of cactus pictures before I started, so I'm really just doing this from memory for the shape. Just whatever feels good and looks like a natural shape, just go with it. Now I'm going to use the Pinocchio tool. I'm going to use Pinocchio's neck. I'm going to press in lots of dots, and that's going to look like the little circles where the spikes come out of on a cactus. I'm going to go front and back, and I'm just pressing these in. I'm going to do these ones in a straight line. You could do them all over, you could do them random, you could leave it out. And there it is close up. You can see it gives that cactus effect. I'm just working away here, taking the time. You can really get lost when you're making miniature models like this. So the cactus has a much more natural and random look to it, where the pot is far more geometrical. Okay, so now I've grabbed some red. It's like a reddy pink, it's quite deep, and I'm just going to make some very simple and basic flowers. Again, flowers are optional if you want to add them onto the cactus or not. It's entirely up to yourself. I thought it looked good for a bit of pop of colour. And as you can see, my other cactuses, some of them do have flowers and some of them don't. Again, it's entirely up to you. And I'm just rolling those into small balls, and I press them down using the round piece of the Pinocchio tool. And then popping them together in groups of 4. Again, I'm just doing this from memory, just whatever clay I have left over and lying around. And I'm using even smaller pieces of yellow to make the little round balls for the centre of the flower. The more random the plant looks, the cactus looks, the better. And I'm just piecing this together how I feel it should look. Just deciding. And then I've decided that I'm going to have it all grow from the bottom. There we go, you see? And now I'm just going to piece the flowers on this, and I think it just adds a beautiful finishing touch. And there you go, guys. There is your cactus and your cactus plant pot. Thank you so much for watching. Just remember, all cacti come in different shapes and sizes, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!